Hey, Larry Rivera here. Today, I'm doing a daily motivation post for my Empower Network blog. And over the years, I've done some things. You know, I teach martial arts for a living. I market online for a living. And I like playing on my guitar. And I'm pretty good at all three things. And I'm a high school dropout. I remember my guidance counselor in high school actually told me I would never amount to anything. I know it's kind of a mean thing to say to a kid, but at that time in my life it was probably true. It was the road I was going down, unfortunately. I'm a stubborn man, but I think because I'm stubborn, it's also the reason why I have a lot of success in my life and in things that I do. And what I want to share with you today maybe is something that I learned a long time ago, and I've applied it in my life, and it serves me well, and I think it'll serve you well if you apply it in your life. It doesn't matter what it is that you want to do, what you want to sell online, or what kind of job you want, or even what kind of hobbies you like. There is one thing that determines success versus failure. And it can be summed up really in a couple of words. Consistency of action, right? I'm not one of those guys who like to get in your face and talk and blah, but it's important for you to realize that in order for you to achieve success in marketing online, in martial arts, in your job or anything, you have to be consistent in the actions that you take. Even if you're trying to stop something, like if you want to quit smoking or you want to stop drinking or you want to stop doing drugs, it's consistency of action that will create success. On the internet, I spent many years selling programs and products that cost $10 a month, $20 a month, $40 a month. And there's a number, it's an interesting number, and I want to share it with you. And sometimes I guess you can get the cost down, but on an average, when you spend money online, it's going to cost you between $70 to $100 a sign up, on average. If you get really good at what you do, it might cost you $25 a sign up, but mostly it's going to cost you between $75 and $100 a sign up when you spend money in advertising. That's why those of us who have been marketing for a while, we choose to use things like YouTube, blogs, because it takes the cost of advertising and it drops it way down. You know, right now, you're sitting there maybe and you're wondering, is this Larry guy full of crap? And I'm not. The truth of the matter is, if you're going to pursue making money online, you first have to accept you have to have consistency in action. If you want to lose weight, it has to be through consistency in action. If you want to get into shape, it has to be through consistency in action. There's a lot of products they sell in the market, you know, potions and lotions and drink this and all these things, and none of that crap matters if you're not willing to be consistent in your action. If you want to make money online, the only way that you're going to do it is if you're consistent in your action. You don't have to be good at everything, and you don't have to know everything, but you have to learn some things. And the things that you learn, you have to take action on it consistently. And how long are we talking? We're talking for as long as it takes. It might take a week. It might take 2 weeks. It might take a month. It might take 5 months. It might take a year. It might take 5 years. It all depends on what you're trying to do. But the only way you're going to get to the finish line is if you're consistent in your action. So, almost to a mind-numbing level, there's only one thing you have to do. And what is it? That's right. You have to be consistent in your action. That is the most critical element to you having, or to you achieving success in everything that you do, is your ability to stay consistent. That's the people who make the most money. That's the people who get the furthest in life. They finish the race. They finish the game. They get to the end. They stay consistent all the way to the end. You know, a neighbor of mine, he passed away a few years back, but when he passed away, he was about 96 years old, I believe he was. He was 96. And he said to me one time, he said, Larry, and I was splitting wood in my front yard. He goes, Larry, you want me to tell you the secret to success in life? And I said, yeah, Mick, tell me the secret to success in life. I'd like to hear it. Because when the 96-year-old man starts talking to you, right, you listen. The guy's lived a very long life. He might have something very wisdom-atic. I don't know if that's a word. But he has something very important to say. I know that much. He said, Larry, you need to understand something. I go, what's that, Mick? You need to understand that if you want to be successful in anything that you do, you got to be consistent. And that's what he told me. And I guess he was telling me that because when I first moved here, I never really split wood before. And I was splitting the wood, right? And I wasn't hitting it right. And every time I hit the wood, it would vibrate on the log and it would just go up into my body. And of course, my neighbor was watching me do it, and he had this smile on his face, and he came over and he said, I've been splitting wood so long. And he grabbed my axe, 90-year-old man, right? Grabbed my axe, and with one hand he swung it around, went right through the piece of wood. Now, like, I'm a young guy next to this man, right? How foolish did I feel? And he smiled and he goes, see, consistency. And I remember that story, and it stuck with me. It doesn't matter what you want to do, right? You want to make money online? That's awesome. You want to make $100 a day? Fantastic. You want to make $1,000 a day? Beautiful. You ain't going to make anything unless you're consistent in action. So how do you want to break this down? If you want to make $1,000 a day, well, you need to do what people who make $1,000 a day do. If you want to make $5,000 a day, you need to do what people who make $5,000 a day do. There's no ands, and there's no ifs, and there's no buts. Right? Because when it comes down to it, you're probably more than likely at this channel or watching this video because you want to make money. And if that's something that you want to do, you need to get good at doing one thing. And what is that one thing? You got to get good at taking consistent action. Always. All the time. Non-stop. I hear so many people go, Larry, I don't want to blog. Okay, you don't want to blog. Larry, I don't want to spend any money. Okay, you don't want to spend any money. So you don't want to spend any money and you don't want to blog. What do you want to do? I'm going to do some free ads. Dude, like that doesn't work. I don't know why people waste their time doing free ad stuff. It doesn't work. You can't live off of $5 a day. You can't. I've known hundreds personally. I've known hundreds of people who sat at traffic exchanges and they clicked for hours and hours on end every day. And nothing happened in their business. And I know people who have put ads in Craigslist and all over the damn place with no real results to talk about. Always saying, well, I don't want to spend any money in advertising. Why ain't you blogging? Blogging's cheap. Well, I can't even afford that. Dude, like the Empower Network blog's $25 a month. Are you kidding me? You can afford to go into McDonald's. You can afford to smoke cigarettes. You can afford to put gas in your car. You can afford to buy a video game. You can afford to go out Friday night and drink, but you can't afford $25 a month to lower the cost of advertising and create a sustainable business. And in the same breath you say that, you really realistically expect to get anywhere? Sacrifice. Life is about sacrifice. Okay, well, life is about being consistently sacrificing. But no matter how you want to look at it, no matter how you want to slice it, when someone says, I can't afford $25, it's really an insult to my intelligence. What they're really saying to me is, well, I'm a loser. I know you might be offended that I said that, but, if $25 is too much money for you, well, then what's really going on in your life to make a measly $25 a problem? Why is that too much money? Kids who are in high school can afford that. My daughter, who's 9 years old, who gets allowance, can afford that. Why can't you? And more importantly, why are you unwilling to take consistent effort to get to a place in your life where you do whatever you want? You guys get my emails. You see my blog post. I sit in this seat all the time. I do what I want. Right? That's freedom. I like to work a lot. I'm a hard worker, but I want to work hard. But I do what I want. I didn't come from money. I hope not anybody particularly special. You know, just like everybody else, I had to pay my own dues. I can promise you something. Unless you sit down and you start becoming willing, that's the right word. Unless you start wanting to actually take responsibility and accountability and stay consistent in action, nothing can happen. Nothing can ever happen. Consistency in action is everything. It's everything. There's nothing more important than consistency in action. And it's also a great danger. Because if you're consistently negative, the only thing that's going to manifest in your life is failure. Over and over and over and over again. I talked to a friend of mine, and I got an email from him, and I was going to drop $1,000, right? Help the guy out. I know he was having a hard time, and I went to go look at this product of his, and I opened it up, and the first thing I saw was how awesome the compensation plan is. And I go click, and then they actually showed you what you get for $1,000. And this is going on right now, folks. Today, this is going on as I speak. People sell stuff. There's this product. I'm not going to name the guy's name. I'm not going to say the product it is. I'm not a dirty shooter that way. It's just ignorant. But the products that was being sold for $1,000, I purchased in 2005. The information is so old. It's so outdated. The labeled right products are so worthless. They are not worth $5. But you can buy the package for $1,000. This is the world that we live in. Okay? Make no mistake. It costs money to be on the internet and start a business, but not because you have to spend a fortune in advertising or even a fortune on education. When we compare apples to oranges, it's 1,000 times cheaper to start an online business than it is an offline business, right? When people start crying about things cost $25 a month, forget it. That person has no chance ever. I'm not talking, if you're watching this video and I'm bringing this $25 up to you and you're like, I ain't got $25, well, then you need to look at your life and figure out why you don't have $25, because honestly, there's no excuse for it. As far as knowing what you should do, I'm telling you, read my blogs, listen to what I talk about. I literally am telling you what you need to do to make money online, and I'm not charging any money to tell you what you need to do to make money online. It's what you have to do. Some people think that I'm harsh, but I'm a realist. Why don't you go ahead and drop $50,000 on your business a couple years in a row and see what you think you know, right? A little bit maybe, right? Maybe you might have a little bit of insight into what really goes on in the industry that you're trying to get into. The failure rate is high. The failure rate is, I don't know what the real number is, right? I don't know if anybody really knows what the real number is, but it's safe to say it's up like 90% somewheres or another. I know more people fail than succeed. The guy I was talking to, who presented me this opportunity and this product for $1,000 that was like absolute garbage, an insult to my intelligence. I called him up and I said, man, not for nothing, I would have bought your $1,000 product to help you out, brother, but you're selling trash. How could you do that? How could you do that in good conscience, sell something to somebody? And you want to know what his answer was to me? His answer to me was very simple. Well, Larry, it has a really good compensation plan. It has this great thing that goes this way and it goes that way, and you can buy in for $2. If you can buy into something for $2, it is trash. I'll tell the owner of whatever that is that it's trash. $2. Like, what kind of risk you taking there on your life? You wanna start a $10,000 a month empire on a $2 investment? Do you think that's possible? So you're either taking consistent action on a positive level or you're taking consistent action on a negative level. This gentleman has been struggling on the internet that I spoke with since I met him back in 2006, and he's even worse off now than he was then, and he's pawning off the same crap. Not realizing that it's the garbage that he's selling, and the people that he's attracting to his business, it's never going to work for him. And he doesn't want to listen because the chip on his shoulder is so big you can't knock it off. It would take an army of men to knock off the chip that's on his shoulder. Stubborn as a mule. I am smart enough to know that I don't know everything. I am humble enough to, make decisions. Hey, what's up? Here, say hi.
Hello.
It's my daughter. You got any words of wisdom to say to my readers and blog readers and people who watch my videos?
I'm collecting my computer.
You have a computer?
Yeah.
How old are you?
9.
9. You ain't 9. She has a good. Just get your computer. It's right over there. And go back in the house. See, when I was 9 years old, I didn't have a computer. She don't know how lucky she is. So I didn't even know what I was talking about. Consistency in effort and consistency in action is what it takes to be successful on the internet or anywhere else. All right. So I want to wrap this video up since my daughter came in and I'm going to help her. I'll talk to you guys. Take care.